Remember how Matt Damon cultivated potatoes in a makeshift greenhouse in the movie The Martian? If he had a spot on Mars, he might not have wanted to leave Growbox. This prefabricated plastic building consists of 4 blocks with powerful air conditioning, plumbing, and UV lighting. Sensors are positioned throughout the plant to keep an eye on its health. The grow box produces the ideal environment for rapid plant growth. Instead of using soil, vegetables, fruits, and herbs are planted on broad trays filled with mineralized liquid. According to the system's developers, it generates nearly no waste, eliminates expenses, and multiplies earnings by a factor of 10. It is comparable to bringing space technology to Earth. Large farming companies are switching to hydroponic systems instead of conventional greenhouses. With the advancement of technology, we can now grow plants on hydroponic floating rafts rather than plastic cups. They are cultivated in a sizable pool equipped with an advanced filtration system. Unlike soil, the raft floats on the water with the roots of the plant submerged. One benefit is that pests cannot reach the plants. Additionally, since they are already surrounded by moisture, they don't require watering, and the controlled water temperature promotes faster food growth and development. Rafts with varying numbers of plant compartments and sizes are available from the manufacturer. Now is the time to let your radishes go. Cubic farm executives warned of an imminent ecological catastrophe at the beginning of their product presentation. They think switching is the only way to solve the problem. With Cubic Farm's technology, any farmer can construct a pavilion on their property that runs around the clock, every day of the year, for everything from conventional field farming to growing greens in specialized facilities that range from massive workshops to tiny home settings. Complex logistical chains are not necessary because this configuration can replicate any climate, from tropical to chilly and damp like Ireland. When you can create the environment of Brazil, Mexico, or Ecuador in a steel box in your garden, why import bananas from Ecuador? A new method of fish farming has been developed by Aqua Group, the top producer of marine farm equipment. To keep an eye on the fish and avoid any mischief, they are raising them in the open sea in hard cylindrical pens that reach hundreds of meters below the surface, as opposed to man-made reservoirs. Pens have built-in video cameras. The pen's life support systems are situated on adjacent floating bases. As long as the fish don't revolt and swim away to bring the ocean back into order, this fish farming technique is environmentally friendly. Founded in 2012, Viet Pepper is a relatively new Vietnamese firm. We don't know if the founders realized how well liked their ground pepper would be, but their accomplishments, beginning with a 20-hectare plantation, are astounding. They now cover 500 hectares, and the pepper harvesting process is exactly as you might imagine from watching Vietnamese themed films. Women with straw hats and wicker baskets pick the peppers by hand, making sure that each fruit is treated carefully after being sun-dried. The peppers are then transported to workshops where they are ground and put in glass bottles. I hope this preserves the original flavor of the pepper. Another initiative to localize food production is this one. Each ingredient in our meals currently travels an estimated 3,200 kilometers from its collection point to our plant aquaponic farms, which can help cut down on this distance by producing herbs and fish at the same time. The roots of plants like parsley and dill are fed by the water the fish dwell in, which gives them all the enzymes they need to grow rapidly. This production method is waste-free and environmentally friendly. We have already talked about open sea fish farms. Let's now discuss a similar technology that the Salmar Corporation uses to grow pricey, premium salmon. Salmon breeding is significantly more difficult than raising pigs or poultry. Both the beach and the sea are home to salmon's production facilities. Salmon hatch from eggs in 60 days, spending the first 25 days in a hatchery. For another month, the fry survive on the yolk sac. When they are ready, they are transferred to an aquarium with low illumination and maintained at 14 degrees Celsius. The salmon require a great deal of patience and care to raise, and they are finally transferred to open cages where they will continue to grow for another year. Forget chicken runs, this coop's the one doing the running. The innovative robot chicken coop from Pasture Bird is a game changer. It's not fixed to the ground but mounted on wheels instead. The creators even got help from NASA experts to develop this technology aimed at saving the planet. Chickens may be tasty, but they are not the best for the environment. They tend to destroy the topsoil in search of food, turning the ground into a black mush on poultry farm. But with this movable coop, the chickens won't be able to ruin a particular area. The coop moves to give the soil time to regenerate. It's powered by electricity generated from solar panels, and the motors in the wheels can be started remotely with the push of a button. With a focus on cultivating and processing coconuts for a variety of goods, the Sambu Group is a significant participant in the Indonesian coconut market, including the national dessert, candied coconut, milk, water, powder, and cream. Their businesses are outfitted with cutting-edge machinery, and their crops are so large that they can only be traversed by motorcycle or helicopter. To produce coconuts that satisfy the group's exacting requirements for equality, thousands of Indonesians put in endless hours of labor. The business takes satisfaction in leading the global coconut market and aspires to see more Indonesian coconuts sold all over the world. This mobile farm is revolutionary in agricultural technology since it can be easily transported by tractor or ship because it completely fits into a regular container. Batteries occupy around a tenth of the container, with the remaining space being devoted to rows of growth beds. The solar-powered farm is capable of withstanding extreme weather conditions, including temperatures as low as -40 degrees Celsius. With programmable lighting, temperature, and bed spacing, it can simultaneously produce up to 2,430 lettuce heads. This implies that a single container can yield up to 300 different kinds of herbs. For your home office, backyard, or even balcony, tower farms are the modern equivalent of hanging gardens. They just take up a square meter of area and don't require any land or soil, so you won't have to worry with dirt or gardening chores like weeding. You only need to sow your seeds in the tower and watch them grow. The vertical planting approach raises nutrient concentrations by 65% and uses 90% less water. With a maximum capacity of 32 plants per tower, anyone should have more than enough space. Growing pearls is a profitable business for this family. Mollusks in their underwater farm are housed in nets that are hung from a cable. The mollusks raise a single pearl month after month. Drivers descend to the farm and pick the appropriate shell from the net when harvest time comes. The snail is delicately opened with tweezers once it lands to expose the gleaming pearl, but the process is not finished yet. The pearls are then transformed by talented artisans into exquisite bracelets, earrings, and beads that are offered for sale. Is an artificial Christmas tree as good as a real one? Well, that's debatable. While a live tree fills your home with a lovely scent, it also requires cleaning up needles and watering. On the other hand, a plastic tree always looks full and can be easily stored in the garage or attic during the summer. Kudos to the German inventors who have turned Christmas tree farming into a high-tech production line. Acres of young trees are grown and then cut down in December. Each tree is carefully packed into its own box to ensure it reaches the market in one piece with all of its branches intact. The work is done by humans, not robots, and they look like cheerful elves bringing holiday cheer to the cities. Snails are packed with nutrients like protein, magnesium, calcium, copper, zinc, and iodine. Who would have thought that keeping these adorable little animals could be so lucrative? That is exactly what a snail farm in Poland has been doing since 2011. 2,800 little eggs and a tiny room were the beginning of it all. The snails at Firma Mockery now reside and grow in plastic jars under artificial light in a massive covered hangar. They even include amusement park style leisure spaces such as a foil tunnel. Additionally, snails grow their young in nurseries on the property. Regretfully, they only survive for 5 months until they reach a size where they can be added to the salad. A company named SA Mushroom began cultivating mushrooms in Australia in 1998. Their specialty is mushrooms, as the name suggests, but they don't go for them in the forest. Instead, they cultivate them in a greenhouse on high racks. With flawless caps and spotlessly clean stems, it appears as though millions of mushrooms are being grown simultaneously. The farm's intelligent irrigation system maintains a consistently humid environment. If frogs ever come to visit, I wonder. At least nuts aren't cultivated in hangars in Australia, but hundreds of trees are arranged in rows in a nut orchard in New South Wales, and each tree needed to have a thick fabric wrapped around it when the orchard first started in order to shield the bark from parasites and aid in the formation of healthy trunks. These days, macadamia nuts that fall to the ground or ripen naturally are produced by the sturdy, lean trees. A unique device that resembles the nuts with lengthy trunks are gathered by the vacuum cleaner and sent for processing. If required, the nuts are roasted after being cleaned and dried. When finished, they are prepared for shipment to retail locations across the globe. No other cheese has the distinct flavor of mozzarella. On their 180-hectare farm, the Italian company Telopara offers the secrets of making what could be the best mozzarella in the world. They grow oats, barley, and corn, especially to feed their robust and well-fed buffalo, create superior milk which is kneaded and heated until it becomes a thick, snow-white mass. The mozzarella is tested before it is deemed complete in a lab to guarantee that all microbes are alive and the nutrients are retained. If the test is successful, the cheese is packaged. Pedo, it's blended and ribbed into a familiar round balls that we all adore. Though individuals who deal with balsa wood concentrate on the tree's width rather than its height. The balsa tree may grow as quickly as bamboo and reach heights greater than 5-story buildings in a few of years. The trunk can grow to a diameter of 30 cm in about 5 years, at which point it is suitable for harvesting, and balsa tree processing boards are widely used in building because of their ability to withstand impacts, resistance against moisture, and tolerance for high temperatures. Additionally, they offer superior sound insulation. It's perplexing that people still cut down other kinds of trees in spite of all these advantages. Blueberry plantations, with their curled vines, teeny leaves, and delicate clusters of blueberries, resemble grape plantations from a distance. According to their website, the berries are easily crushed and must be picked by hand, making it impossible to completely mechanize or automate the process. Berry Blue has been cultivating it since 2017 and appears to be doing well. The only purpose of tractors is to move the berries from the plantation to the store. The company's workers sort the berries on a slow conveyor belt, put them into barcode label containers, and then load them onto tractors. It's a conventional yet successful company. Get ready for a big celebration in 2025. The square watermelon will turn 50. These unique watermelons first appeared in Japan in 1975 after nearly a decade of experiments by farmers in the small town of Zenui. However, the price for a square watermelon starts at $200, making the traditional round watermelons are much more popular. Unlike square watermelons, round ones don't require special care. They grow on their own open fields. The watermelon harvest is only half automated because machines can damage the delicate rind. Workers use knives and pruners to cut the watermelon and place them on a mobile conveyor belt. Some conveyors even have a plastic bowls for each watermelon. Once cut and loaded onto the conveyor, the watermelons are transported to a waiting truck and then off to the market.